Coach Casey. I love watching dudes pound other dudes, man.
Why am I gay? I don't know. It's all this stuff in a row. Bean's more like a dirt fruit.
Weed.
I mean, he probably had some kind of other Korean name, but we only knew him as Uncle Joe.
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
All men and women created by you know the thing.
Our country is in serious trouble.
And your mother was begging Barack to stop.
Holler my name!
Well, good Monday morning to you. I'm Coach Casey. This is TJ. Welcome to the Trailer Park Podcast. That's what I'm calling it this week. Every week I told you we're coming up with a different name. If you're traveling the highways and byways of America, coming home from a family function, maybe heading out to the lake for the last day, maybe you got the radio jamming, and then we came on. Sorry. You're going to have to listen to us. We've taken over your radio waves, and that's what's good now.
Are we on KKRD?
Yes, we are. We took over for Casey Kasem or whatever.
That's not a thing anymore, is it?
I don't think so.
I was asking my wife about that the other day. I said, what was 107.3? And she was like, I couldn't remember. I said, KKRD. And she goes, okay. She goes, that Casey Kasem. I said, Casey Kasem was national. He wasn't here.
Yeah.
We had the Hitman. He was fat.
Yeah.
And black.
Yeah.
No one knew he was black forever.
Yeah, and he still is, and he's on a different station, and he keeps getting sexual harassment lawsuits against other men.
Men.
But that is not what happened to Casey Kasem. He was on Saved by the Bell, got even more famous.
Yeah.
Then now his kid's hosting the show, he's taking over for Ryan Seacrest, I think.
There's like an 80s.
Or maybe Seacrest still does. I don't know. You're not listening to none of them. You're listening to an actual This is the Middle of the Road podcast.
We're actually real.
We're real. Well, so are all the other ones we mentioned, actually,
Okay.
I think. So, God dang it. Sponsor of the show is, and we'll get to it for a reason. It's going to be Orkin because I found Ants in the studio.
I just saw it.
I know. It's Coach Casey's Golfing for Beginners. And then also there's another session I'm working on. These are master classes I'm developing, and this is Learning to Read Better with Coach Casey.
Is that kind of like the school for people who can't read so good, but it's so small you can't get in it?
Exactly. Yeah. Like we actually did it on scale model, and so now we need funding to grow this. And no, I didn't have no sponsors this week. Nobody stepped up.
I brought you a sponsor.
Who'd you bring me?
Right there in front of you.
Oh yeah, we do have a new sponsor. TJ brought us Blue Chew. Get hard on us. Yep. I think is one of their. I think that's their slogan, something like that.
Know.
Make your woman as hard as you are.
Yeah, make them happy.
Something like that. So I told TJ, I think he thought my functioning issue was different than it was, and it's not so much a up, it's an out thing. So we'll get into that on our For Men Only podcast where we just talk about our
Guy
junk,
problems.
our junk not working and how many times you get up and pee at night and all those things. What do we start out with? Well, first of all, thank you to all of those who served. Thank you to all of those, Lee, the guys that listen, that have been on the podcast, that helped us dumbasses be able to do a podcast memorial morning. Thank you to the veterans. Thank you to the people that fought for our country. Thank you to the people in peacetime and wartime, all of that. Happy Memorial Day, buddy. How you doing? I mean, did you have a good time with your family yesterday?
Yeah, we went out to eat with my parents and kind of chilled at home after that. Oh, and yep, we had a busy day yesterday.
Are we ready to get to the big news? The only reason you actually wanted to do a show?
There's news? What is it?
I can be your hero, baby.
I kind of figured that was coming.
It's TJ.
That's right.
Well, we won't get into exactly why those sounders came in a minute. Those will all make more sense. You were traveling the country this week, and you went through something that a lot of people, I pulled up a news story, and it's going on, but you were direct and center in a pretty crazy event. You sent me some videos, and I'm like, why are you sending me videos of a fucking tornado? And then...
Yep. I was in the...
Where were you?
Greenfield, Iowa tornado.
So is it good to stay out of towns, like to stay out of Green? Like Greensburg, Greenville.
Green's supposed to be good, but I guess not.
But I mean, it just seems to be like an attractor of. Is Andover and Greenfield. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. So what happened?
Well, I guess I'll start it from the beginning. We left Monday, traveled up to Greenfield, Iowa, which is like 5.5 hours from here. Tuesday we worked, and then Tuesday morning we went out to work, and they were like, "There's threats of severe storms here." We get out to where we're working.
I live in Kansas. There's threats of severe storms all the time. So what?
So 8 o'clock in the morning, everybody's phone. We just pulled up. Everybody's phone's going off. Tornado warning. We're like, oh, really?
Okay. Yeah.
8 o'clock in the morning. That's really weird.
It's not hot enough.
Yeah,
I've never had no morning tornadoes.
So we decide that we're gonna go back into the hotel. We get back to town, which is like 20 minutes away. Tornado sirens are going off there now. They were different counties. Get there, we waited out, nothing happens. We said, fuck it, we're going to go back to work. We go back to work, we get there like 10 o'clock. 2:30, we get alerts on our phone that there's going to be another tornado warning.
At this point, you don't even take them serious. Like, boy that cried wolf. Like, I mean, we'll go because I don't feel like working anymore anyway, but.
So I drive to town, and as soon as we get to town, I get out of my vehicle, the tornado sirens are going off, and it's just, I'm just sitting out there, it's me and Charlie, and I bust my Snapchat out, and I filmed Charlie. I said, Charlie, we're dying. There's a tornado coming. Ha ha, laugh out loud. We go up, we get to the hotel. We're on the 3rd story of this old-ass 1920s hotel. I take Charlie up, leave him in his room. I change, I come back downstairs.
He's got his own room, by the way. He's spoiled. So
I come down.
Separate room so they can sleep better.
I come downstairs to they have like a bar in the hotel, and the guy's like, no, there's seriously like going to be a tornado. There's one south of town, supposedly. You should go get.
Which we seen the video of it later before it hit town.
Yeah, you should go get Charlie, just in case. So I go up and get Charlie and come back downstairs. We're probably down there 5-10 minutes and the tornadoes, like I said, were going off before we ever even got there in our hotel. And I'm just sitting down there. Then the power goes off, and it's just like me and the guys I work with in this hotel, and there's a younger couple in there, and you could tell they were scared.
And you didn't even think about like, hey, just in case this is our last day on Earth.
No, they were like
okay, not attractive.
They were like liberals, big time.
Oh, so they may be with me then. Okay.
Yeah, maybe so. So we once the power went off, like the guy that was he was a hotel guy. He tells everybody there's a basement right here. The guys have been hanging out and drinking with this dude every night. Like he's just a cool dude. So they go downstairs.
The hotel guy.
Yeah, me and 2 of the other guys I work with decide we just sit up there for a couple minutes, and then it was probably 1 minute after they went in the basement it came through, and that fucking tornado was moving 80 miles an hour.
Well, that's crazy. You said you guys came up and went out and looked, and you're like, well, you don't even see no damage because wherever you were positioned and where the building was, and you guys went up around the block, and then you seen where it came through town and just annihilated town.
We were like on the I don't know. I'm not like a tornado expert, but I think they have like a suction side and a discharge side, like where they're throwing shit out, how it rotates, it throws stuff out. We were like on the outside part of it.
Okay, so it was throwing shit to you?
One more block to the west, we would have been actually through it. So, but like it sounded exactly like they say.
Train coming through town.
Yeah, it was badass. Like if people wouldn't have got killed and people wouldn't have lost their homes.
Did people die in this one?
4 people did.
In town?
In town, yeah.
Okay. So it was pretty tragic.
So it passed through, and it did come with rain. And so as soon as the rain let up, we went outside. I was the first one out. I was like, oh, shit. Like, I was worried our vehicles were getting smashed up, which I had a rental car anyway, and I was like, good thing it wasn't my truck.
But you didn't get insurance on it, so you were worried.
I was a little worried, but we were fine. So I walked out before everybody else, and I left Charlie back at the hotel with the guys. And when I walked kind of straight to the way it seemed that it came, which I was following the damage, and then I finally looked to the west, or the east, I'm sorry, which would have been 1 block over, and I was like, oh, shit. And then we started walking that way. And we got 1 block, and everything was kind of fucked up.
Is that when you started filming, when I started seeing, like, all the trees down?
Yeah.
And
so that second block that we get into, I see, I mean, it's totally different. I mean, like, fucking flatlined.
Yeah, which the video over, and even, like, your video you sent, and the Facebook video and shit, you could see how annihilated
crazy.
it was.
It was fucking crazy. And, like, the first house that we kind of came up to that was fucked up, and it was mostly because of a tree. It was like a really old lady and an old man. The old man looked like 90, but the lady looked like the lady from Something About Mary, the
Okay.
really tan lady.
Uh-huh.
She looked exactly like that. And they said that they were in the because it came. I mean, plenty of time warning, yes.
But coming
how-
through so
how
fast
it
and
came
all that.
through,
Yeah,
it was
if you're,
like,
if
seriously
you're
like
used to
that.
getting to be able to watch them and do all that, then you
no,
were
there
screwed.
was no that. There was none of that. So, anyways, they had a tree come through like their big. They had like a huge picture glass window, and it came through and knocked them on their asses in their house, I guess. So we're like, oh fuck. So we keep walking, and we get to the end of that block into the next. So that was the start of the second block away, and I mean nothing. Everything's fucking gone. There was houses that were foundations that didn't have basements that just weren't there anymore. They were just slabs. We saw a house. Chris Rucker, one of my buddies, he's like, look at that house.
Shout
right there.
out, Chris.
What up, Rucker? There was a house, like off of it was still intact, but off of its foundation. Like someone
just
took
slid
it and
over,
moved it
yeah.
over, yeah, fucking crazy. So the house that we ended up getting a lady out of.
I was going to say, it could have been 5 fatalities if it hadn't been for TJ.
Me and 2 other guys.
Other people. There was many heroes.
Yeah. So
There always is, but
we get there, and then this guy's like, she's trapped in her basement. And that's like, I guess we shouldn't just stand here. We should help.
yeah.
And it's like, all you can see is just her hand. And then you hear, like, where's my cats and dogs and shit? You know, I'm like, what about your fucking neighbor? They're dead, you know?
Yeah.
It was weird how people were, like, worried about their pets and not their neighbor Jim, who was gone.
Yeah, but be honest, they probably didn't like Jim.
Yeah,
Jim has been
you
an
never know.
asshole, and now this actually works out because they wanted to buy that lot. No,
Yeah.
that's
So,
messed up.
But
That's instant. You go to worrying about your animals,
Yeah.
and I mean, I think that's instant. Your family, your first, right around you, and then you start worrying about everybody else.
she was, I mean, a pretty old. I had no idea what she looked like.
Oh yeah,
or
she
anything,
looked
'cause all-
tattered and torn and
all you
stuff.
could see
Obviously,
was just her hands.
and she's covered in crap and
Yeah. So there was like a huge
white hair.
No, there was like there was a tiller or a snow blower or something down in there, and we had to get that fucker like up and out. And dude, I didn't realize it till the next day, but I cramped up so fucking hard pulling that thing out. Like I was so sore. I mean, nothing compared to anybody.
Oh, yeah,
but
but
I
you're
was so
in-
sore from pulling that thing
Oh yeah,
out.
and you're in like crisis mode and do it. Oh yeah.
So we get it out, and then there's 2 firefighters, and I mean, these are volunteer firefighters. They're not real.
No, you could
crisis.
tell nobody didn't.
Yeah.
Nobody was there yet that was truly trained. You know,
Everybody had the same look on their face, like.
what the fuck do we do? Just do
Yeah.
something. And that's where you kind of said something. You find out real quick who are the people that are built to get in and help, and who are the built to watch or
Yeah,
run
there
or
was-
whatever.
there
And
was-
you did plenty of video taking. Don't get me wrong, but you also got
I did it mostly while I was walking there and like when I was walking in between places. But
but you guys went around and shut off the crap ton.
yeah,
of,
so back to the lady. So that we get everything out. There's one guy down in there further. I was kind of on the outside. And then once he finally got the shit cleared away where he could get her, start pulling her out, he was like, he pointed at me because he knew I was the biggest guy over there. And I stepped down and I was throwing shit out of the way. And there was like, I don't know, it must have been her steps. There was like blocks going down. And I started standing on these blocks and throwing shit. And I helped her arm pull up. And then I like picked her leg up and I just set it on top of a block,
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to be nice, like.
Yeah, but
easy
you're
with
also.
her.
But at
Yeah.
some point, you just got to get them out of there.
I did that, and then we ended up getting her out. And then I didn't know anybody was filming it or anything until I was showing.
That's what I was going to say. If you don't believe, there is video because he sent it to me. And
Yeah.
you see TJ down in there with he's got his bright red shoes on. You know it's TJ.
Oh, they're trash. Those are ruined.
Oh,
now.
yeah, I'm sure.
So.
I wonder if you claim that on company stuff or what?
Oh, I don't know.
Can that go? You think that can go into?
I got a new pair.
Do you think that can go into the disaster? Yeah, those wouldn't get trashed.
Yeah.
Into the disaster relief thing. Or?
Maybe so. So after we got her out, another guy I work with, he was one of our welders. His name's Mike. We're trying to shut these gas valves off, but of course the firefighters don't have any fucking tools or nothing. So.
No, they're in Greenfield, Iowa.
Yeah, Mike walks over. There's this Duramax that's just smashed to shit. I mean, fucking just.
But he's got tools in there if it's a Duramax.
Mike just opens it up. He comes out with 2 crescent wrenches. Like, I mean, it was like he reached in there and they were sitting there. I don't know. I didn't see how long he was fucking with it, but from like my vantage point to him, it was like 2 seconds. He comes out. He goes, "Here, I got 2." I took one. He took one, and we kind of both just started going. It's not like it's like house to house. It's like rubble pile to rubble pile.
Yeah.
And we're like.
Trying to find, try to find out where it's at.
Yeah, and I'm just like listening for like the hissing sounds and sniffing it out, and we're just shutting them off. Some of them are broke off at ground level, and there's nothing to do. I didn't do this, but Mike was. He said, "Man, I found this chair." He's like, "I fucking broke it off and was shoving them down in these things to shut some of them off." I probably got 10. Mike probably 10 more, but one of the spots I was going to, I
wonder if they got a way they can shut off like somewhere else, like
probably there's obviously
main
a main
to it or whatever.
But, this was. It seemed like we were there for hours, and I looked at my watch, and I was like, it's been like 30 minutes. And it's like I've already done all this shit. It's fucking crazy. So I was walking.
Tells you how much you can do in a day, people.
Yeah, I was walking, and there was a sheriff was there. He was like a young dude. And I kind of come up behind him, and I was waiting for him to say, like, what are you doing or anything like that. I was kind of worried people were like, what are you doing when I'm going from house to house? But nobody said anything like that. But
yeah, I think
he turns around. He goes, "Hey, dude, look at this." Like we hadn't spoke at all, and he just goes, "Hey, dude, look at this." And there was a Chevy pickup with a limb right through the windshield, through the seat.
if somebody had been in there, like, yeah.
But it was just funny. He goes, "Hey, dude, look at this," and that was it. I was like, "Holy shit!" And he's like, "That's fucking."
How old
crazy.
was this guy? Did you get his name?
He was like a 30-year-old guy. He looked young.
Yeah, I wish you would have got your phone out and did like some interviews with people that we could put.
I don't think I was thinking
I'm
like
joking.
that. I was just kind of thinking, well, I should try to get some of this stuff on Snap to send so I can have it to look at later. We probably, like I said, I think the tornado hit like before we left. I looked because I knew what time we left. I left at like 2:45 from the job site, drove in. I think the tornado hit at like 3:20 or something. I mean, it wasn't even 40 minutes from the time we left. We would have been safe if we stayed
where you were. Yeah, wouldn't have even had no part of it.
We were safe, and nothing bad happened to us, but it could have. And
yeah, and that's the unpredictability. We even talked about that. It's like, man, you live in Kansas, and you've never even been near that close to one.
And I did
in
say
your
that
entire
to some,
life.
Yeah,
you know?
I did say that to some people. I was like, wow. I'm not even from here. We're staying in the hotel. I'm from Kansas, and I've never even been in a tornado.
But I don't know how that Kansas. We just think we're in the worst place. I don't know.
Oklahoma, like Norman, and that kind of.
Or like Arkansas or something. I don't know if we really are the worst. I know we're notoriously known for having the most. So, all right. Well, that was your tornado story. You did a good job. Glad you made it through. Glad you're here.
Yep.
Got to celebrate Memorial with your family. That's always good. So, I got to. Now on to the show. Can we go on the show now?
Yep.
Is that enough?
That's it. Yeah.
Good job.
We did yesterday. We went to lunch with my parents, and I took them out to lunch. And
but they paid, right?
No, I did.
Oh man.
And my mom was like, "My son, the hero's paying for our lunch." So
that's her ringtone when she plays it when you walk away.
That's what my wife plays whenever I walk in there. I said, from now on, when I walk into a room, I want you to play that song.
But that's when you leave. That's when you leave. There goes my hero.
She plays Enrique when I come.
Oh, okay. There we go.
There goes my hero when I leave.
All right, that's a good thing. I knew it. She sent it to me. So
yep.
I got a new TV show idea.
Okay.
You've heard of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy?
Mm-hmm.
This is Chicks with Dicks for Straight Chicks.
So dudes for straight chicks?
Kind of, yeah, essentially, it'd be like transvestite or gays or whatever, but like say you're that mountainous dude or that farmer guy or that, whatever it is, hardcore Republican, and you've met like a liberal girl, or you've met just somebody that has never been outdoors, never been hunting, fishing, whatever, or, you want to she's trying to get your apartment ready for you guys to move in together, and these guys come in and help her, be a little more butch and, maybe put some fucking bearskin rugs down.
They're going to toughen her up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not.
It's like farmers only. But
well, that's what the queer guys did. They like tamed the guy down. You know what I mean?
The guy up a little bit.
Yeah. So they gayed him up a little bit, and they're gonna tough up this chick in this.
I get you.
So you just have different walks of all life. So I don't even know why I thought of it, but
seems like a good idea.
That was number one, just because it's in order of things I think about in between the show. Number two, have you heard any of the crazy shit going on about Kid Rock lately?
I just saw him some clip of him on a monster truck singing or something like that.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I don't. Other than that, I don't know. Was that right?
Yeah, well, that's the tame one. He was on a cyber truck. It's not a monster truck, and it was painted as the Dukes of Hazzard General Lee.
Okay, that was
it did not have the rebel flag on it, so I don't care. But there was a huge stink obviously from liberals or whatever, about is that. Well, it was his kind of way of, I mean, and I think a lot of people do this stuff to Cybertrucks. There's a lot of people that are ripping all the electric out of them and making them gas and doing just stupid shit with them because it's a kind of the joke against it. It's the ultimate, they say electricals are the ultimate in gay and lesbian and liberal transportation.
Besides a PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
I don't understand, like, how much fucking money I'm not talking Kid Rock, but, like, these normal people, they're buying these $100,000 Cybertrucks, and they're like, hey, let's fucking put a John Deere motor in it or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, these are people that just
how do you have that much money?
Sold a startup to somebody on Facebook, or I don't know. I mean, it could be a lot of different things, but I don't know. I don't know where you do, or you buy a wrecked one, or I don't know. I don't even know how you buy a wrecked one already.
I don't know how you even order one.
Yeah, I
guess
don't either.
They had to order them 5 years ago to fucking get them.
But the real news was he did and I think it was Rolling Stone. He did, or one of those. He did a interview with, and during this interview, he got pretty drunk, I guess, using a ton of racial slurs.
My man.
And then brought his gun out during the interview, and he wasn't necessarily pointing it at the person ever. He's waving around saying, "This is America." And trust me, any motherfucker that wants to come here, I have plenty of these.
Yeah.
But it was after he had a segment where he talked about, he basically admitted and I did watch the part that I don't know if the whole thing's been released, but with this, where he talked about him and some other people, and he's also talking about liberals are part of the cause. The reason why, dividing America, making money off of the division and all that. And he said, but why shouldn't I? I also believe this way.
Yeah.
And why shouldn't I push it harder and try to tame it down and all of that? So that was Kid Rock news. But yeah, drunk Kid Rock waving his gun around, using the N-word.
My man.
And I did watch one with Laura Ingraham lately, and it's an older clip, but he's wearing a Budweiser hat. And she's like, I thought you came out against Bud Light. And he's like, dude, and at this point, he's
like buds with that guy now.
Yeah, and he's got a
he was on
deal
Rogan
with them.
Yeah.
But he's like, they made a mistake. Guess what? The person that made that decision's not there, involved, and he goes off and he's like, I thought you would have done your research, and that was one time I respected him lately, because most of the time I don't.
I think he was on Rogan talking about that and how that.
All right, my favorite segment lately, what you watching?
I haven't been watching anything new. I think we just finished the Jinx last night. And that sucks because it's been an episodic where you're actually waiting for the next episode to come out. I forgot how much that sucks. It's like, Sunday night, 9 o'clock, HBO.
And now it's no more.
Now it's over.
It's over completely?
Yeah.
Fuck. So no new documentaries?
That was a documentary.
No new conspiracy theory documentaries or nothing. Okay. Well, I've been watching two.
Okay.
So I picked you up here. I got Trailer Park Boys. Have you ever watched any of it?
Is that the guy with the glasses?
Oh yeah, Buggles. Oh, Bubbles.
I can't stand his face.
I love Bubbles. Once you get
never gave it a chance.
I watched it many years ago. Watched probably 8 or 10 episodes, but with somebody else.
Is that on Hulu?
This one is on Netflix.
Okay.
And I'd never watched them in succession, so I finally just sat down. I'm going to watch this because I watched a comedian, and he just went off. He's like, if you've never watched it and given it a chance, but he basically said if you like something and something else and you'll like this. And I said, okay, well, I like those shows. So I do, and it is stupid. It's documentary style. It's Canadians.
Is it kind of like Letterkenny? Have you ever watched that?
A little bit, but not really. I mean, but it
kind of that style.
It's just their hijinks, follows them through seasons of these guys go in and out of jail a lot. One guy drinks all the time, one smokes, they grow dope, and it's stupid, just trailer park shit. But it's also where the name of the show, the Trailer Park Podcast, came from.
All right.
But it made me come up with the idea we'll go to in just a second. The other one I've been watching is I just watched the whole first season. It's over now, but it's Tires. Have you watched that?
I tried to watch it with Friday, I think.
Uh-huh.
My wife was like, this is a guy show. And I was like, okay, we just skip past it. But, I mean, anything with Shane Gillis has got to be funny.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good. It was different.
Andrew Schultz is in it, too.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
And he plays himself, I mean, for the most part in it. And he does his... I mean, he does some things, but
Uncle Danny stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty freaking good in it. It's not stand-up style. It literally is just a TV show about him being a mechanic and the shit that comes along with it. So that was good.
I'll be looking for some shows to watch, and I guess I'm still watching Dexter, and I've got like 3 episodes left of Sopranos. Again.
So nothing new.
Yeah, no.
So there comes my idea. I want to start doing a podcast, and we'll keep doing this one, maybe, whatever. But basically, we'll go back when we're watching a series like that, and we'll do the podcast as if we're either like Trailer Park Boy. It has to be certain shows, but in Trailer Park Boys, you could almost be like a weekly podcast that's going on of the trailer park. It'd be awesome if we got big enough. In the beginning, we'd have to do fake impersonations of the people's voice, like you'd have them on. Yeah. But if you could actually have them on, like the real people that did it, like say you did an Office one and you had Jim on to talk about stuff that happened, during that actual episode, and not like a rewind. Make them you try to get them to pretend like it's,
Is Jim 40-year-old version?
No, that's Michael Scott.
Oh,
Jim's, what's his name?
The guy from the Silent
Reacher.
Place? Oh, okay.
Or not Reacher, but the other one.
The other, like, Jay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a stud in that show.
Yeah, something John Kushner, something.
See, I've tried. We've already been over this. I've tried to watch The Office. I hate his chick in there, and it just is so hard to.
At some point, you start to like her, but also that's kind of the point of it. That even like the very last episode they do, which we didn't mean to get here, but they do a thing where everybody's asking questions, and they all dislike her, all the audience, and everybody loves him. And it's like, why would you do everything you did for her? You could end up, plus because by then he's gotten good looking or whatever, so all the girls think he's hot. And
think he's a babe.
But that's too. But I still think it would be good with, even if like we could do a Sopranos one, and like you do, like almost like you have those guys come in, like, so like last week, but you don't do it like it's the show. You try to do it like you're actually a podcast with those guys, and like we pretend.
Like I'm Christopher?
Yeah, but no, we're the radio podcast.
Oh, okay.
But we're like, say we're in that one. If we did Sopranos, that would be a harder, but we'd just be we're for it's a channel, a radio channel that only the freaking gangsters own, or
okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like we work for them.
So it'd have to be where like you did Entourage, and
we could do that one for sure.
But you would have to do it like it's a real life, like you.
Like we're like reporting the news of the episode.
Yeah. But we could be like, those guys hired us to do it. They don't talk about it on the show, but in between seasons and episodes, you could pick up and make up shit that was going on in between there, and they'd come in and do stuff. So, anyways, it needs fine tuned, but that's my idea. So,
okay.
All right, that's what you're watching. Are we doing messing with promoters? Are we doing I can't use my thumb because my golf injury? Are we doing sports?
Let's talk about your weird thumb.
All right. I do date night with E most Friday nights, and this Friday he just said, hey, let's do something different. You want to go golfing? That's a nice night. I haven't golfed in a long time. My back's been hurting a little bit, but my son's had some injuries lately, so I got some lower tabs and some oxys, which I don't support that. I just say keep them around in case you have an injury. And I said, just in case I hurt myself too bad, And I'm worried about my back, my neck, which both of those hurt too, so don't get me wrong. But hole 3, I don't know, man. I had started off, 2 out of my first 6 hits were decent. So I felt okay. Like, if I can kind of get going, I'll golf decent. I can,
What's it cost over there?
I don't know this time because I got there a little late. Eric, my dad, had paid for me.
What a
I know. Had the cart pulled up. I just had to throw my clubs in. We pulled up to the hole and went. It was a super slow play day. There was 2 people right in front of us, which always throws you off. I hadn't golfed since literally we did Golfing for God 4 years ago, and probably 4 years before that. So a little rusty. Get there, slam a bottle or a mixed drink, couple beers as we're waiting to tee off, which you shouldn't do either. Wait till you get going a little bit, but yeah. So third hole. Right after the tee, we're still pretty far away because I sliced it off, or I don't even remember. And I went and I hit the ground so early that it like came back and it bent my thumb back, and it literally like popped, and like instantly right then I was almost unable to use my thumb. Yeah. Like broken or torn ligament, or I don't know. Yeah. And then the rest of the time I golfed, I had to like put my hand, which it used to be a kind of a way I did it anyway, but I had to take my hand and try to keep it off my thumb and use my finger as that backstop as that.
I would have probably quit after that.
No way. I'm not going to quit on my friend that paid for golf for me. We're only 3 holes in.
Yeah.
I just drink a little more.
I would have just putted.
Yeah, that hurt more. I don't know. Everything hurt really bad at that point. So I made it through golf. We got back here, drank, did that. I've golfed a lot of times that I've never. I mean, yesterday, the first day, because it was Friday, it did it. Saturday, I could not even use my thumb.
Yeah.
Literally could not use my thumb. It was done to me. I couldn't bend it. I couldn't, now I can pop it, move it around. I know it's not broken now. I think I just
Jam the shit out of it.
jammed the shit out of it.
Well, so when you're telling me, I'm sitting here looking at your thumb, and I'm like, dude, your fucking thumb
Yeah.
is weird looking.
We talked about this before the show, and I don't know. We'll have to send out pictures. I don't think we can do it on.
Casey's thumb, like a normal person's thumb, like mine, is
see-
like straight. Casey's fucking sticks out like 5 inches out the wrong way.
Yeah,
Well,
I've
not
got
5 inches, but
I've
it's
got
weird.
like some my bones of my thumb.
Yeah.
I guess is what
That's
you would
not
say.
right. You got like monkey hands.
Now, well, it's true.
Look at a chimpanzee's hand. It's just like that.
I don't know if that's true.
I think so.
But we need to, so we're gonna send out pictures of our hands after the show for the cover album for the show, or not the cover, but for how we send out the show on Facebook and stuff. And we need anybody that listens or sees on Facebook, show us your palms, send us a picture, tell us whose hands are normal.
This is what normal looks like.
I need to know
and
if
then
my
there's
hands are
Casey's.
normal. Like I don't know if you can see. Maybe we'll take turns here in a second and we'll walk up to the camera. But he says my thumbs stick out abnormally weird on the side. And if the show's been off a little bit today, I'm going to be honest, that's part of why I've been really self-conscious about it since he said it. I've tried to
sorry,
keep
dude.
my hands down.
Yeah, you don't want to show your hands.
I'm not talking with my hands. I usually am.
He's going to be wearing gloves from now on.
I'm usually all about talking with my hands, and now I'm just keeping them down by my side. So that's what happened. That was my golf thumb injury.
Okay, you want to hear a joke?
Yes.
Okay. You just got to listen. Don't talk. Okay? Got it? Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a middle-aged gay couple. You need to have the mic because you're going to have to participate towards the end. Middle-aged gay couple, 2 dudes, and they're like, hey, one of them says, we need to spice things up. I've got an idea. What I want you to do is take your clothes off, lay on the bed, and I'm going to touch you with something, and you're going to tell me what it is. So you got to lay face down so you can't see, okay?
Okay.
First guy lays down. He's got this box of stuff that he's got where he can touch him with, and he's got to guess what it is. Lays down on his back, or on his stomach, and he rubs a feather down his back. And the guy's like, "Oh, I know what that is. That's a feather." He's like, "All right, well, it's your turn." So they switch places. The other guy takes his clothes off, lays down. Well, the second guy's like, "I'm going to be sneaky. I'm going to go get something else to do." So he runs outside, grabs a garden hose, and it's kind of wet, and he rubs it down his back, and he's like, "Oh, I know what that is. That's a garden hose." And he's like, "Yep." He goes, "Your turn." So he goes down. The first guy that laid down lays down again. That guy goes and grabs. He's like, "Well, since he did that, I'm going to grab something different." So he grabs that thing. It's like this. What is it?
Plunger?
So you played this game before, then,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. I thought I've heard a version of it. I thought it had a little bit different, but okay.
Yeah. That's my joke.
Good joke. All right. I don't know where to go after that. Did you watch the Tyson Fury fight?
No, I haven't even seen one highlight of it.
None of it.
Nothing. I mean, I know that he lost.
I watched the knockdown. They do a Cliff Notes or whatever, like TikTok or one of them did a highlight thing, and it was probably like a 5-minute thing, but it was a little bit of every round, and pretty much an even fight. You look at them after they both got jacked up. One guy got knocked down, and one guy,
Doesn't he always get knocked down?
No, I think that's only the second time he's actually been knocked down, or third.
Knocked the fuck out when he and just stood up
against Ngannou or whatever, or who?
No, that.
Oh, Wilder or one of them. Yeah.
When he knocked him the fuck out, and then all of a sudden his eyes popped up and he woke up. Yeah.
I don't know if he's been right since then, though. If that's why Francis knocked him out, if that's why, but. So that was a good fight. I still only really care about the only one that we shouldn't care about. Nobody should. The Tyson Paul one.
That's all I.
And July 20th, we are going to try to do something live for that. So whether
it's
it's
going
on
to be
TikTok,
free, right? It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah. So I think we can get it. We probably still get kicked off, but we'll try to do it somewhere, at least on TikTok or something. We haven't been on there. We'll get kicked off in 10 minutes from there, but I don't even know if my channel's still, I don't even get
I
on
don't
there.
know. I don't even have TikTok app on my phone.
I send you stuff every once in a while because somebody will send me something, and it's funny because I think people know I don't get on there, so they send it to me through another app,
I'm sure
Facebook or whatever.
Chance probably has sent me 500
400,
things, and I haven't replied to it, and my
'cause
wife.
I got on there, it'd been between multiple, a month and a half or 2 months since I'd been on, and there was 150 or 200 things from, different people that just send you crap or whatever, so.
It's just too easy to watch them like, oh, that's funny. I bet Casey liked that. Bloop.
Yeah, I get it. And you're watching. I'm doing the same thing with you. I don't do it a lot, but I'll get on a Instagram kick, and it just happens to be, I'll watch a whole bunch sometimes that aren't, but then all of a sudden I'll get like 7 in a row. I'm like, TJ has to see this.
Yeah,
the
that's
fucker has to
basically what I
see
am,
this.
yeah.
He has to see this
Yeah.
one.
Oh, so speaking of fights, did you see that Paige Van Zant fought some other chick who's a literal porn star, and it went to everybody's saying she lost, but she got knocked down, and then it was a draw.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. She's kind of fallen off though, because she's not fighting for UFC, is she?
No, this was actually a real like boxing.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think that she started doing that. So
She was doing bare knuckle for a while, and this was actually boxing with gloves.
what do you think about Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva boxing?
I haven't heard that.
Oh yeah, they're boxing I think it's in June sometime. And it's in Brazil.
I'd rather just see him fight for real,
Yeah,
like a real fight.
or bare knuckle or something.
Yeah, just like a real street fight.
Yeah, and Chael says the only reason he took it's his first professional, and Silva's sixth. I think he's 5-2.
Yeah.
But they're hailing it as his last fight, but I guess it's going to be his last fight in Brazil. He wants to do 1 or 2 big name fights, maybe.
I always like it when I see
Or paydays
It's
or-
an old thing. It's Chael talking about when he fought Anderson. He's like, I just didn't understand the rules. I thought if I won all the other rounds, so if I just tapped out, it just end this round, and I still win the fight. He's so fucking quick with his wit.
He's such a. Sometimes I hate him, and sometimes
he's fucking funny.
Yeah.
No matter what you think about him.
I like that. I mean, that second fight or whatever, they're one of their fights. I mean, I think it's getting ready to get inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Because it was that good of a fight. So, messing with promoters.
You stirred him up.
Well, I don't know if I do or if it's the same person that's messing with me. This guy's definitely not, because this guy's he's been fun. He starts out. His name's Abdul Al Newman, and it's Numan. If you guys want to look him up, Abdullah.
Not like Newman from Seinfeld.
Yeah. Hi, dude. How are you? The Middle of the Road podcast is your own YouTube channel. I said, dude, I'm a little down, honestly, but thanks for asking. Most random people on the internet don't even care how I am. Do you really ever own anything, or does it end up owning you? Am I right? Because he was asking about our channel. Dude. Yep, every one of his he starts out with. You'll get the trend. Dude, don't think everyone has one. Then I didn't answer, so he said, dude, I will properly keyword research your video SEO, optimistic, and promotion to grow your YouTube channel. And yes, I can't read, but this is how they typed it.
Yeah, this actually is not his fault.
Dude, my mind is blown right now. I just watched a video of a horse riding a person. Not like that. And I know what you're wondering. How big was the horse? Normal size, my guy. Normal size. And he said, dude, no problem. Can I saw your YouTube channel link, please? And I didn't answer. It was 3:45 in the morning. So at 5 something, he said, hello, dude, are you silent? Or why are you silent? Dude, because you're typing and you couldn't hear me anyways. And you can saw my YouTube channel link if you can find it. I have tried going into the internet and finding it myself many times unsuccessfully thus far.
He can't find our YouTube on the internet?
Yeah.
I mean, you type Middle of the Road and we're #1 fucking search.
I know. I don't get it. And I said, good luck on your journey.
Mm-hmm.
And so then he started sending me. He found our YouTube link. He sent me pictures circled with all of our shows, our views.
Did
And
he
he said,
send anything like with our muscles or anything?
no,
like
he
that?
hadn't got that far. Dude, I
Okay.
can find your YouTube channel. Dude, I can help monetize your YouTube channel and also video SEO optimistics and promotion, blah, blah, blah. And I said, dude, where's my car?
Yeah, he didn't get that, did he?
And he said, dude, what am I saying to you, and what are you replying to?
Okay.
And then he said, dude, are you monetized, enabled, complete your YouTube channel? I said, dude, all my money is in my car. And last week I went to the casino and won like $70K at the craps table. The problem was I got hammered drunk and went out to party with a bunch of Asian businessmen passing through town. Or they were passing through town selling smoked meats. One of them challenged me to a sake drinking contest, and I have a problem saying no. Needless to say, I can't remember where I left my car. And then so that's where we left off with him. So, and I have Matt Webb. He's been kind of fun. He said, hello, friend. I said, Matt, how have you been? How are the kids? Have you came out yet? Are you still in that fake marriage? And he said, I am fine. And for the record, I don't have kids. And I said, oh, must have been a different Matt Webb. Did you graduate from Robert F. Kennedy High in 98?
That could have been him.
And he said, yeah, maybe.
But he didn't score 4 touchdowns.
He said, yeah, maybe. I'm interested in building a meaningful connection with you. And then he said, what I meant to ask was how everything's going, your business, your families, how are you doing? Well, how meaningful of a connection are you wanting to make? I'm not sure I'm down, but I do like how straightforward you are. And then I replied to his second one. Well, one of my families found out about the other one, and I've been in some deep shit, honestly. My other family already knew about the first one, and they were fine with it. But now the first one found out about the second one, and shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
Now I have 7 kids that are mad at me instead of the 3 that already hated me for not being around enough. And he said, oh, thank you for your value you've put in your family and podcast. If I may ask, how long have you been podcasting? And I said, Matt, this podcast was just a cover up for my second family. That's what I've been trying to tell you. We've got a little too big and people started asking questions, and here we find ourselves. I've been living in a storage shed outside my buddy's house until his wife finds out, since she's sisters with my first wife. Man, now I've said too much. And he said, yeah, I guess you've said too much. And so I've kind of went in a different direction. I'm with some of them, like MD Sharif asked, and he said a whole bunch of things. And I just replied, MD, are you any chance relation to the web MDs?
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
And he said, no, sir, I would like your podcast. And I just said, he said, give me your Apple podcast URL. And I said, MD, I don't just give out my links to any boys.
I think we should start doing like you do one and then I do one and then we have to guess. They have to guess who's who. Mine obviously be the meaner one.
Yeah, I think that would be easy.
Yeah.
Ruben, we had the long one. He was the one about the foxhole, and I had to talk to my financial advisor.
He kept saying the guy
like repeat
has
it
a
like
shitty arm or something like that. Yeah.
I did that like 30 times, but since then he said hello, and I said hello. And he said, how are you doing? And I said, my tummy hurts, but how are you? So some of them I get bored, but some of them I go on whole stories. Bristy had asked me, hi there. And I said, Bristy, that's an uncommon name. Where are you from, Vermont? And she said, I'm from Bangladesh.
Yeah.
And then she said something, would you like me to increase your audience and publicity? And I said, no, I shave my publicity. My wife likes it clean down there. Also, I don't think she would want people watching. She don't even let me video during, and she hearted it. And then she said, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
So she understands. So I keep asking people if they like playing games, and I want to go whole thing with it. Nobody will answer that. If people lately, if they've been sending the same thing, like it's like 3 people send me the exact same thing, I just take a picture, a screenshot of that, and then send that to them, and then a screenshot of that and send it. And I got one people, we just got screenshots going back and forth. And
He's
so
like, hey, this isn't my other account.
my wife's always like on there. She's like, who are you talking to on Facebook? I'm like, just promoters again. Don't worry. Like I would never talk to nobody meaningful.
Yeah.
Only people that, and she gets a kick because she's like, what are they thinking when some dude just gets up at 3:30 in the morning?
I don't know if they're even real. Like if it's
some of them, I think have to be like the way like that dude was replying, and some of them I think
unless
have
they
to
got
be.
some kind of program that can make it say keywords. I got a phone call the other day for.
Maybe I'll start making them do something like that. I'll make them start proving. I'll make them go through a bot challenge.
Prove who they are. Yeah, I got a phone call.
Send me a picture of me holding a bomb, vest strap.
Yeah.
No, that's what you would do.
Who do I belong to? Somebody called me the other day want me to help them find somebody that owed money.
Okay.
And
Did you know this person?
Yeah. So I was like, who? They're like, it's Thomas Curry. I was like, yeah, who's this? And they'd say whatever fucking company they're with. I'm like, what's that? And then they'd say, and I'm like, what's it for? I'm just, mean as fuck. And like, well, we're looking for this person. Would they have you down as a possible somebody? I said, oh, yeah? You know what you can do? And they're like, what? I said, you can go fuck yourself. And they're like, sir.
That is mean.
This is a recorded line. I said, I don't give a fuck. I don't owe you money, and you can suck on these nuts. I'm not helping you find money.
I don't ever go that mean. I just like to do like the Ron Swanson or like the reverse. I just ask questions back to him. Like,
I will if they
do you
call
think
back.
that it was a smart idea to loan them money then?
Yeah, I'll probably do that the next time. But I remember like 20 years ago, whenever we were both managers at Suburban. Somebody called looking for one of our guys. And they're like, well, we need to talk to him. I said, well, I guess you should probably try to call him. Well, but you're his boss. Can't you help us find it? I said, fuck no. You think I'm going to give up one of my guys to you? Guess you're going to have to figure it out on your own. Click, hung up on him. And
yeah, we used to get that quite a bit. For whatever reason, people would use you, like they'd go borrow money at one of those places and put you as a reference or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I remember I had 2 or 3 employees that shall remain nameless, Randy. Mm-hmm. Matt, some of them, and then you get a call like, do you know such and such person? I'm like, do you ever really know anybody?
Yeah. Is
like,
he out of jail?
Yeah.
Really?
He is. He was Facebook messaging me. My wife was just asking me about it last night.
No shit.
Yeah.
Did you respond?
Yeah, we talked a little bit.
And?
I don't know. What do you mean and?
Just.
He's a man of God now. Oh. He found the Lord in jail like often. I'd like to find the percentage of people that don't find the Lord in jail.
Oh, that don't?
Yeah.
Low.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, because everybody finds the Lord. I want somebody that comes out there like, I didn't find the Lord. I didn't work out. Dude, I didn't go to school. Dude, I learned some gangster shit, you know, or what. I don't know.
I learned that I like men now.
Yeah, a lot of people learn that. A lot of people knew before you just finished finding out, or, So guess what? I am a power bottom, or whatever.
Where does he stay? Where he be staying at?
I'm assuming his parents. I'm assuming he's back with his parents for now. I'm assuming we're talking about a guy that used to work for me in a future life that got in a little of an incident and maybe ran over and killed somebody and then went to prison for it and has served their time and is now getting out of prison. And if you're listening, you happen to ever see this show and it's you, we didn't say your name. We did earlier, but we didn't combine the two. If they did, that they're how can I help a detective? We got detectives that watch the show. That's my fault. I'm sorry. So,
okay.
Randy, he's out of jail.
Good for him.
The Royals are still winning.
I didn't know they were.
They're in first freaking place, I think, in their division. They're last at 30-19. They've won. I think they swept back-to-back series.
Ooh.
I don't know that they're quite the team that they were in 14, 15, 13, 16, whatever. But they're fun to watch again. I'm at work. I got a little ticker going. I don't always listen or watch, but I got a little ticker going. You get to see them hitting and playing. It's
That's cool.
Not going down every inning. Last year when I was watching, it was like, okay, now they're down 14-3. I can shut it off.
Yeah.
So, UFL. Have you been watching any UFL?
I just saw something on. I've been out of touch with a lot of stuff lately. I've been kind of falling behind. I did see some little highlight of some little wide receiver that was fast as fuck took some 4th and 2 to the house. And I don't even know what team it was. It was a white and red team.
There's quite a few guys there was like a bunch of ex-NFL guys that are.
Isn't what's his name? He was Nebraska. Adrian Martinez, isn't he doing really well?
Yep, and I think there's there's a handful of guys that
Who's my quarterback?
Jalen McClennan was. I don't remember who your quarterback is, but that Jordan. The Baramas are 7-2.
Yeah, we're 7-2, dude. I knew we'd be doing good.
Michigan, my team, my new team, also 7-2. They've been pretty fun.
Who's that?
Birmingham.
Yeah, I think that.
They're 8-1. I think they won last year, and that's the one. I can't remember who the coach of them is now. Our coach of them, yeah.
The Houston one was what's his name from OU?
Yeah, and they
Roughnecks.
won. They won the XFL or whatever it was championship last year, and then they're not very good again. But they were, I think, horrible up until you had to win like only 2 teams didn't make the playoff last year in theirs or whatever, and they had to win one game to get in and did, and then went on a winning spree.
How's AJ McCarron doing?
I don't know. I should have got like this thing I got that won't let me click on the teams. I was hoping it would, so I could click in and out and look at statistics. So I can't tell you that. But Birmingham Stallions are 8-1 in the USFL division. The Panthers 7 and who? These 2 divisions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Panthers are 7-2, and then the Roughnecks and Showboats are both 1-8. The other division is a little more competitive, except for Arlington coming up at 2-7 at the bottom. But you have the DC Defenders at 4-5, Battlehawks at 6-3, which
Memphis
I think
ain't very good, are they? 1-8.
Yeah, I don't think
So
so.
is Houston. Yeah.
That's what I said. They're pretty bad, and so is Arlington's 2-7. I can't remember if it was Houston or one of them that Houston was the team that my boy Wade Phillips was the coach of. Arlington is the one that
Bob Stoops
was the coach of. So a bunch of bad teams. So we said we were going to try to keep you updated. I watch. I mean, I don't say a lot, but I kick it on and watch a fair amount. And just because it's Michigan happens to be on a lot, and they're pretty good. Their uniforms are horrible.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Some of the teams have really good uniforms, and some of them have bad. And I know it shouldn't matter.
It does.
It does.
Yeah,
It does. I never
less,
thought.
less like. It's like watching like one of those movies, like the teen movies, and they got the shitty uniforms on when it shows the.
Do you remember the U.S. Olympic teams that they wore those? They were like T-shirt type jerseys,
Yeah.
and then one year they wore these like practice jersey looking ones. And you're like, that's not even cool, you know?
Yeah.
Like the back in the school, the badass Olympic jerseys with the stars down them and all that. It's like,
I had a Sean Kemp one.
yeah, I think I had a Shaquille O'Neal. That might have been my wife's I stole, and I had a Pippen and something else. So, well, you got anything else, buddy?
Not really.
Skinman wasn't here. He doesn't even know about the show. To be fair, it won't hurt his feelings because he's in Oklahoma partying. I'm hoping he might be listening, one of those people on their way back, listening on their journey. I believe was going to come over tomorrow, but we probably won't do a podcast tomorrow. May do one later in the week, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't know. You're going to be on the road again for a while.
I'm going to be gone for a few weeks. I'm heading to
Wherever you're going, the tornadoes are going. I'm glad because you're back in town. We've been having threats again. You're leaving. I'm ready for it.
Mm-hmm. I'll be in North Dakota. I'll be staying in North Dakota, working in Minnesota. They're right next to each other. Did
they get you a new job because this one's going to be on hold for a while?
No, they're coming back. I was scheduled to go to this one anyway before this, and I know they're going back tomorrow. So.
Oh, are they?
Yep.
They got enough temporary power and stuff going.
Well, they're just gonna have to stay somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah, town farther away or something.
Yeah.
Well,
I did hear something that they said 100 miles away, which was like Des Moines. There was somebody found a piece of paper that said Greenfield Library that was stuck in their garage door, like somebody placed it in there. It's fucking crazy, isn't it?
Unless somebody really did do that just for that story, because that would be kind of cool. We should start doing shit like that.
I know, like
whenever something happens, we'll take but we'll make it something of ours every time.
Yeah.
So like a tornado, tornado goes through
Middle Road
Andover,
podcast.
and then we find, a Middle of the Road podcast shirt wrapped around a thing and freaking, I don't know. We'll find out which direction it went. We'll figure that out.
I did find a really
that's a hell of a marketing ploy, dude.
Thick, heavy flags, like
Until
American flags, and I on the ground just all I put it in a tree, but I should have fucking raised it up somewhere,
Yeah, and got a video of it.
Yeah, but by that time, we were getting out of there.
Much like Toby Keith, we'd get in trouble for exploiting tragedy eventually, but
probably
we should still exploit it when you can. So, thanks for listening. It was kind of a unique Monday. Truly, I forgot to would have been our first ever Monday morning middle of the road podcast.
Oh yeah.
It's truly a Monday morning.
What episode? Are we almost to 100 yet?
We're on 94 is what this week's will be. 94.
We'll have to plan something special when we make it to 100. Most don't even.
Will 100th be our last, or will we keep going?
I don't know.
Do
I don't know. What did we read that time that most podcasts don't make it past 2 or 3 weeks or something like that?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I know we've made. I know I did see something that it's like literally less than 50% make it over 30 episodes.
Yeah.
So we've definitely done that. We're granted 7 people listening, 14, 27,
It don't
40. Don't matter. We're going to keep doing shows. We appreciate the people that do listen. Some weeks it'll be better. Some weeks it won't. Not every week are we going to have a hero.
Nope.
We'll always have a hero here now,
Yeah.
but not every week will we have a story about him being a hero. Maybe this is a trend. Maybe every week while he's on the road, it'll be saving a dog, or maybe it'll be a wreck on the side of the road, and all of a sudden this dude's pulling over for shit. He might be creating some of them as well with his driving. But he'll be saving people left and right.
Cousin Cole was like, dude, you're bad luck. You were in the fires in Pampa, and now you're in
know.
the tornadoes.
I know. Also, who's that? Our other sponsor?
Paradigm Contracting?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. We still have the tickets for the next upcoming arena football game. The Wichita Renegades are playing actually an Iowa team, which I'm guessing they're out of Des Moines or Iowa City. I'm not sure. But we have free tickets to that. All you need to do is hit up Middle Road Podcast on Facebook or whatever, and
any
courtesy of
platform.
Paradigm Contracting, and we'll get you hooked up with those tickets.
Yeah, just give us a thumbs up. Say, "What's up, chicken butt?" Something like
We
that.
want them tickets, man.
Yeah, give us those ticks. Show us your ticks.
Yeah.
That's what does it.
Show us the
Coda
ticks.
show us your ticks.
And then if you ever need any contracting work, give Kyle a call at Paradigm Contracting, and he'll get you a bid.
I don't know how far he'll go out, but I think he'll go as far as the job needs him to go. If your job's, there's no job too big. There are some too small.
Yeah.
Call Kyle. He does it all.
Yep, there you go. That's
Dang
pretty
it,
good.
that's pretty good.
That was fucking.
Right on spot, man.
Yep.
All right, guys. I'm going to leave you with a little, I don't know how to do this, how to work it all in, but we'll.
I can be your hero, baby.
Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby, you're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99, that's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move, I act quick, I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com, boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.99.
Another sponsor.
Hi, this is Amber from Jersey.
Yeah, she hasn't called in a while.
I just kept hearing it. I'm ducking and everything. Died just in the house. I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
I don't know. I'm dumb. Sorry. Peace, y'all. I seen